We're Kim and Al. We have been planning our escape from a fast-paced corporate life since we met 10 years ago. Freedom 45. This year, we finally pulled the ripcord. We quit our jobs, sold our home in the city, bought a property in the sticks, and are building an off-grid home ourselves. We're excited to share our experience as we create our new life on the North River. We had a rainy weekend, which is always a blessing because of all the water we catch, even if it temporarily stalls our plans. We covered the enclosure with a large tarp so that we could work in the rain and protect the lumber. But it ended up being too windy for what we needed to do next, which was install a header beam on the front wall above where the big barn doors will eventually go. Instead, we decided to use one of the rainy days for a trip to the city to get insulation, supplies for venting the trailer furnace, and a 10-foot step ladder. We have everything we need now to finish the enclosure, and luckily it is still quite warm for October.
Hey darling, can I tell you what's been on my mind? Sick and tired of the 9 to 5 in the city life. Hey darling, we could get out of town, see the beautiful world around, wanna see it now. Pack our bags and get in that car, leave a little note and we'll drive real far. Let's get out, we can leave this city. Let's drive to the open air. Yeah, the countryside is so pretty, with the wind blowing in your hair. We can look back someday. Baby, don't you understand that we only get one life? I wanna make it count, honey. Come on now and take my hand. Hey darling, I love it when it's me and you, on the road with a couple of tunes in a car for two. Hey darling, you know we're gonna have a really good time, driving in the middle of the night when the stars are bright. Pack our bags and get in that car, leave a little note and we'll drive real far. Let's get out, we can leave this city. Let's drive to the open air. Yeah, the countryside is so pretty, with the wind blowing in your hair. We can look back someday. Baby, don't you understand that we only get one life? I wanna make it count, honey. Come on now and take my hand. Get out, we can leave this city. Let's drive to the open air. Yeah, the countryside is so pretty, with the wind blowing in your hair. We can look back someday. Baby, don't you understand that we only get one life? I wanna make it count, honey. Come on now and take my hand. Yeah, we only get one life. I wanna make it count, honey. Come on now and take my hand.
folks, expletive deleted is getting real now. We just stood up this center post and used some 2x4x12s and 2x6x12s to create an A brace to hold it upright, and then as well braced it on the on its other axis against the studs. So, you know, towed into one of the studs here, and then brought that 2x6x12 over to the post and then towed it in there with Kim holding it straight using the post level. So we have it nice and straight. Then at the base of it, I just use my hammer drill to drill holes down into some blocks of 2x6 just 2x6s, and I use those to, you know, just put one on each side of the post, and then screwed them in with Tapcon screws, the little blue screws that are made for concrete. So that will keep the bottom of the post from sliding out, and then the A brace and the other braces across on the left and right. Now I know Kim's going to show you some shots of that, but you'll see that that keeps it from, you know, going on its x-axis and its y-axis, keeps the bottom from slipping out, and basically holds it in place so that we can, I'm going to build up a concrete base around the bottom of it, drill down into the concrete, put in rebar, and make a pretty substantial crib for it, if you will, or like a post hole. So that will be permanent and hold it in place once we have it set up. And then at the top, we're going to run the main beam across. It's 2 spans of 12 feet from one side to the other. And then when that's secure, then we can put our first 2x10 by 12 on either side of that. So then at the top, now that we have the top cap plate all the way around, we'll have a joist sitting on either side of that wall, and then the main span of the beam across holding it. So basically the top will be tied together, and the sides will be tied together, and then all we have left to do is run the rest of the joists into the center beam, and then get our sheeting on top, and that will basically give our basic roof so that we have proper shelter and we don't have to fight with that giant white tarp that we put over the enclosure. That is the story.
So we've had rain all day today, on and off, and so as you can see behind us, it's been a little bit difficult to get any kind of footage today, just because we've had to rearrange this room a million times just to be able to deal with the leaking issues with the tarp. And
welcome to our home sweet home.
Yeah,
it's coming together.
Yeah. So we've gotten the OSB board up all the way around 2 levels high.
Yeah, so 4 foot, we're putting it along horizontally. So it's 4x8 sheets, so being 12 feet tall, that means 3 sheets high. So we're not 3 sheets to the wind yet, just 2 sheets to the wind. 2
Right.
sheets all the way around.
Yeah. So really pleased with the progress today, especially because of the weather. And then as luck would have it, Al was talking to our friends Gary and Joanne when they came by to deliver our mail. And
yeah, he saw me on top of the 10-foot ladder, and with that ladder, if anybody that's dealt with a step ladder that's that tall, they're a little bit precarious. So when you get the boat maybe 3/4 of the way up, you can kind of rock it a bit so that the feet will correct themselves. And they saw me doing my little dance, fancy dance at the top of the ladder, and they actually came by the other way and were greatly concerned for my safety, which was really nice. And he asked if we wanted to borrow some scaffolding, to which I said absolutely.
Yeah. So perfect timing. Thank you so much, Gary and Joanne. Honestly,
you guys rock.
We're
Super
really
nice.
excited, and because obviously our next step is to finish the OSB board around the top, and then finish the beam at the top as well, so that we can start to do the roofing.
Yeah,
So,
and so this is really great because the scaffolding is 5-foot sections. We actually have a few sections we could go up higher than we need to, but I'm thinking if we just stack 2 5-foot sections plus the wheels, we have a little over 10 feet, and with 5'9" or however tall I am on top of that. That puts us well on top of where we need to work, both for the beam and for the for the sheathing on the outside, the rest of the OSB.
Yeah.
So we're pretty chuffed about that.
Yeah.
And again, just big thanks to everyone, just, you know, the kindness of strangers practically. Like, we don't know them that well. We've been talking to them since they've been delivering our mail since we moved up here. But, you know, they don't have to go out of their way for anything, and it was just really kind.
Really, really kind. So, yeah, we're really grateful to them. And we're just really grateful that even though the weather was like this today, we were able to get a full day's work done. So,
Yep.
we're still plugging along here, and the weather is still relatively warm for
Oh,
October.
it's ridiculous. It's still been 18 every day, and the coldest I got, like last night, got down to 15 degrees. So for my American friends, right, double it and add 30, so 60 degrees at night, which is, I know some people keep their houses like in the mid 60s with their AC in the winter, in the summer. So yeah, it's been really bizarrely warm, and it's supposed to stay that way for at least the next couple weeks. So we are more or less on the home stretch. We'll show you some shots, but we have this great big giant garage door opening. We're just going to build a temporary pony wall to tow up inside that, screws. I don't want to have to deal with creating doors. That would be very time consuming, and it's not necessary. So we're going to back the trailer into the enclosure, then we're going to wall it up cask of Amontillado style, and then from there we bought some pipe, just dryer venting pipe and some hoses, and I already have an inline fan. We're going to set up a little exhaust system so that we can hook up the basically vent the furnace from the trailer and the propane fridge. We just, don't want to kill ourselves with carbon monoxide, so we'll use all the carbon monoxide detectors that we had from our old life. There's one built into the trailer, and we're also going to tape and seal our little venting system and test it out, make sure, I'll use a smoke test to make sure it's actually inhaling and pulling the vapor out.
But once we've got the roof up, we're going to be able to bring the trailer in here, which is really all we need, because mostly we can do everything else from inside. So once this is sealed up and dried in, we can insulate, we can do all of these things. Like, it's really been just getting to this point where we can work inside here, and for probably, at least a month in the winter, we're going to be working on just putting shelves up in here, getting a fan up there, and lots of things to come. So we're really excited about the progress, regardless of the rain. We've really, we're getting there.
We're getting there.
We're getting there.